Hatchet. I'm Steve, your host, and tonight we are going to go over the Blackhawks and Avalanche game. A 3-2 loss for the Hawks in the shootout, and a little bit of a glimpse of the future. So I'm recording this just after the game. It's Wednesday night. I didn't write like a super detailed script or anything. I just got my game notes, so I'm gonna run off of that, and hopefully we'll see how that goes, right? I mean, last time I was sipping on a brewski, and you guys had to suffer through that. So this show is all about just trying shit, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're just gonna run right through it. So I don't know about you guys, but I was impressed with the Blackhawks in this one. They weren't perfect, and in my game preview for OnTapSportsNet.com, I did say that the Avalanche weren't going to be playing 100%. They're going to be saving a little bit of their effort for the playoffs. They're trying to avoid, getting injured, which we did see that during the game. It looked like Martin Necas got hurt, and there was I think it was Drury. He looked like he got hurt, and I'm trying to remember. I think Necas came back, but I'm gonna have to double check that. But yeah, that's kind of why the Avalanche were playing the kind of game that they were, because you can't be going 100%. You'll get hurt. So I think once the Avalanche realized that there's a possibility that they could lose this game, they kind of just sealed the deal, took it to overtime, and took it to the shootout. And we'll talk about something that happened at the end that I wasn't a real big fan of. But yeah, like I said, overall, pretty good game from the Hawks. Specifically, I was very impressed with Sam Rinzel once again. So he just looks so confident out there, and his skating is just, it's beautiful. And I've praised Kevin Korchinski's skating before in the past. But for Rinzel, it's just on a whole nother level. And I think that's just coupled with, one, his confidence, and two, his ability to read what's going on the ice. And you see him kind of interchanging with some of the forwards. So he'll jump in on the play, and he made a couple of end-to-end carries, maybe one, but I remember specifically one that I might try to find and highlight it for tomorrow and post it on my my Twitter, which you can find me at 33rd81. But yeah, I thought Rinzel was excellent. Lev Shunov, I thought he looked pretty good. He did make a couple of mistakes. One thing I noticed was his positioning in the D zone. He kind of tends to double up on players, and kind of loses the net front, right? So typically you don't want to pinching or taking the puck carrier in the corner, right? So you have the 1D who's battling with the puck carrier, and then maybe you have a forward who's there for support, and then the third D, he should not be leaving the net front. So I did see Lev Shunov do that a couple times, and I think that's just that's something that'll come with time. And like we've said, or I guess I've said before, is that Lev Shunov is a very raw prospect. At least when he was, well, I guess he still is, but when he was drafted as a really raw prospect. So those are the kind of things that he needs to round out in his game. But yeah, Spencer Knight, he stopped he didn't stop it. He let the very first shot from the Avalanche go through, and it ended up being waved off because of it was offside. And from then on, Knight had a fantastic game. And what we saw was the Avalanche taking advantage of this inexperienced defensive core, and they had a lot of scoring chances in the slot. So the 5-on-5 scoring chances was a whopping 18 for the Avalanche and only 6 for the Hawks. And the Avalanche, they owned a 66% expected goals chance, or a percentage. Sorry, it's late. But that being said, um, the Avalanche took advantage of the holes that were left by the defense, and Spencer Knight was there to really prevent this game from being very ugly. And there were a lot of shots that the Avalanche were taking that were missing. It was just those chances that they got in the house, which is in the slot. Try to draw a graph out for you guys or something, but anyways, yeah. Ilya Mikheyev, he had a fantastic game. He scored a shorthanded goal, his third of the season, his third shorthanded goal of the season, and then the Blackhawks' third as well. He's the only one to score a shorthanded goal at all. So, Wyatt Kaiser, I thought he had an excellent night as well. Just a lot of smart defensive plays. He had some pretty good numbers. He finished with a 63 Corsi and only a 42% expected goals share. So, and then Frank Nazar, dude, this kid is just not having puck luck right now. So, he had another chance where he could have scored a goal, a couple chances. And when I say that, I mean like it was real close. His numbers are pretty good. 57 Corsi and a 75% expected goal share. So, and that's just when he was on the ice, the Blackhawks had a 75%. But that's the impact he has for this team. And I just want to look up his individual numbers just to see. Wow, yeah, okay, we'll get to Connor Murphy in a second, but okay, so Nazar, he only had one shot on goal, 4 shot attempts, and three scoring chances at 5-on-5, and then Connor Murphy, I thought he had an excellent game as well. He scored a goal. It was a result of a beautiful pass from Connor Bedard, which I'll get to in a second. But Murphy, he had 3 shots on goal, 6 shot attempts, and 3 scoring chances. So, and he had pretty okay stats, fancy stats, 48 Corsi, and then a 61% expected goal share. So, nice job. And I just want to see real quick how much time did Sam Rinzel play. 23 minutes and 37 seconds. So, he played a lot. And now, a part of that, too, was like I was saying with this inexperienced decor, we saw it mostly with Levchinov, and I'm trying to remember, I think Rinzel was one of the players or defensemen. Sorry, it was a weird noise. I was trying to see what that was. But the Blackhawks defensemen, they got hemmed in their zone for a long time. I think there was a couple shifts where they were stuck there for over 2 minutes, and I think that kind of impacted Rinzel's time on ice. But still, he was on the top pairing with Alex Vlasic, so, maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. But, yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of going through my notes and all of that. Let's see, what else do I got here? Bedard. So his assist is set up for Connor Murphy's goal. What I really liked before that play was his forecheck. So he laid a huge hit. I don't want to say huge. He finished a solid check on a Avalanche defender. I can't remember who it was, and that pretty much set up the whole play, right? And there was another play that Bedard did really good at, where he was forechecking real strong. He didn't win a puck battle, but it was something I noticed, right? So it was noticeable. And I remember seeing Bedard taking away the puck from McKinnon. That was in the first period, so around the 13-minute mark. So I'm gonna have to try to clip that tomorrow. But yeah, so that, I mean, like, you like to see that from Bedard. That's just kind of something that's getting better from his game. But yeah, like what we saw tonight, a lot of the young guys stood out. Slaggert, he did have 2 penalties. I thought he looked fine. I guess I should talk about that third line. So that was something I was going to be looking forward to, was that a third line with Oliver Moore centering Lucas Reichel and Landon Slaggert. Super fast line. And I thought they looked all right. Nothing stood out to me too much other than Moore flying. But I'm trying to see if I can pull up their numbers on Natural Stat Trick. So, yeah, they were pretty brutal. So, wow. Okay, so Their line at 5-on-5, they only played 6 minutes. They gave up 11 shot attempts, and they only had 2 shot attempts. So that's a 15% Corsi. Their expected goal share is 6%. So that's pretty bad. Yeah. Looking through, the best line was the fourth line. I don't, Veleno, Maroon, and Foligno. I don't really care too much. 63% Corsi, 14% expected goal share, and then Frank Nazar's line with Bertuzzi and Teravainen, 57% Corsi and a 84% expected goal share. So I think Nazar's just having some really bad puck luck and just needs to learn how to finish. And I think the goals are just going to pour in for this kid. It sucks that it's coming in at the end of the season, but I hope it just carries this through till next year. And the dude Nazar is going to be good, and we got a lot of good young players to be excited about. So even though this was a loss, you just love seeing what could potentially be the future of this team. It's got me really excited. It really does. And I'm somebody who's been negative and not overly negative about Kyle Davidson. And, I always have to say, I do like what he's doing with the team. I like his plan. I like how he's sticking with his plan. I just like being critical of things, right? I don't like taking things at face value. I'm going to analyze stuff and, just seeing the other point of view. So, that's, if you ever wonder why I'm critical, that's just why. I'm not trying to, do a hot take for just the sake of doing a hot take. But this was one of those nights where it's you like seeing these players. All they need is a good coach to bring everything together. So that's going to be Davidson's number one decision, not just of the summer, not just of his career, but this whole rebuild. I really do believe hinges on this coaching hire. I cannot stress that enough. And Spencer Knight, I just want to get to him in a second. Sorry, can't talk tonight. So looking at his numbers really quick, he made 29 saves on 31 shots, a really nice .935 save percentage. He stopped 12 of 13 high danger shots, so that's pretty good. Like I said, he had a fantastic night, pun intended, I guess. But yeah, and the Avalanche are a good team, and like I said before, they had a lot of chances in the slot. So for Knight to stop those, bravo. But what I did not like, I'm gonna have to watch it because it's just in my head, was when the Blackhawks were defending against the Avalanche and the Avalanche had their goalie pulled. Knight had the opportunity to just either get the puck to a teammate, get it out, and I don't know if he was I don't know what he was trying to do, but it looked like he was trying to just fling it up over the defensive zone and maybe try to go for a goalie goal. I don't know what it was, but it ended up costing the Blackhawks a goal that ended up tying the game with 10 seconds left. So I didn't like that. And again, I hope I'm wrong, and if I am, cool, we can just pretend I didn't say this. But if I'm not, and it was something that was on Knight, that's a learning moment for him. That's not anything that I can really read too much into it. But that said, Knight's gonna be okay. People are kind of freaking out and worried because he's going through a little rough patch. The dude is gonna be okay. He's young, so relax, calm down. Soderblom, I still have faith in him. But right now, just let him figure it out. But Knight's gonna be okay. Do we put him in against Washington on Friday and have him play against Alex Ovechkin? I guess we'll find out because that's their next game. And before I sign off, that overtime was amazing. That was really the moment where I thought I saw the future flash before my eyes. Oliver Moore, he was fast. He did a play and I was who is that? And I had to do a double take, but Renzel was beautiful in overtime. and Frank Nazar and Connor Bedard, Levshinov, like, oh man, chef's kiss. So great stuff. Even though it's a loss, I'll take it. I'm gonna check the standings. Well, we might be tied with San Jose, or we might be 1 point above because we did get a point from this game. So that's all I got. This will be dropping tomorrow in the afternoon, probably alongside the game recap with this. So probably listen to this at the end of the day tomorrow. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything else, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. You can find me at ontapsports.com, ontapsportsnet.com. You can find me on Twitter at 33rd81, and please check out my Substack for random Blackhawks thoughts at eatthehatchet.com. And that's all I got. Let's go Hawks.